sponsored by Vitabiotics Vitamins.
Good evening. A man in his 60s has been brutally murdered in Wiltshire. Police say his body was found just before midnight last night next to this cycle track underpass in the middle of Swindon. He'd been stabbed all over his body.
It's an extremely vicious attack that has taken place overnight. We're currently exploring a number of lines of inquiries, and we're really appealing to the public to help us find the person responsible. There is a possibility that the offender, male or female, could have blood on their clothing, and certainly their behaviour, either last night or today, could have changed somewhat after what has happened.
Glastonbury Festival was hit by torrential rain and then a huge thunderstorm this evening. It forced technicians to cut the power to the main stage while the band Rudimental was performing. The electricity's now back on, and organisers say all stages are running on schedule.
Joined ourselves having a great dance, and then it just went off. Really sad, but hopefully the sun's coming out now, so it's all good.
Yeah, the rain was coming down, it was
hail,
crazy,
very heavy, and they just stopped. Well, they didn't. They said they were going to power down, and that's what they did. So that was the end of it. So we all stood there and sang songs on our own.
Over the next 3 days, more than 2,000 acts will appear on over 100 stages at Glastonbury. Thankfully, only a small amount of the total site is underwater at the moment, but more rain is on the way. Our Somerset correspondent David Woodland reports.
Several weeks of superb weather had to finish sometime, and after all, those festival tents needed to be put through their paces too. Space was clearly a bit of an issue for this camper.
Yeah, we call it Mount Kilimanjaro. It's fairly difficult. You slide down the tent.
Did you get any sleep in there at all?
No, it was more the noise though than the angle.
Michael Evers says that festival rain is character forming, and to be frank, characters have been forming left, right and centre today. Take these four characters. Getting a good viewing spot in front of the pyramid stage is important, but they were taking it to extremes, sitting in the rain 90 minutes before a largely unknown Japanese band were due to start proceedings. The early bird gets the worm. Which worm are you waiting for?
We always come for the first band on the pyramid stage, and what are they called?
The wellies. Yeah, sure, what size like? No.
For this welly seller, there was a silver lining to the clouds. Rain always makes people eat more too.
No horse in the pasties, is there? No horse in the pasties there. Don't have the lasagna.
Meanwhile, police say crime at the festival is down 30%. It's mostly been thefts and drugs offences. They managed to track one stolen mobile phone to a tent.
Using some tracking equipment, we managed to track that phone to a tent where a lady was arrested.
What a difference a day makes. In sunnier times, this man was sweltering inside a penguin suit.
We're going to be over by the cider bar. There should be about 15 of us.
And why penguins?
Why not?
Hopefully they can spray those fluffy suits with waterproofer. David Woodland, ITV News, Glastonbury Festival.
A fire which completely gutted a historic pub near Ashton Court in Bristol started accidentally. Crews were called to the Dovecot pub early yesterday morning. More than 50 firefighters and 9 fire engines were needed to put it out. The building dates from the 17th century and 80% of it's been completely destroyed. Cheltenham's only Banksy has been sold to a private collector from London. The artwork appeared in April but was only confirmed as an original Banksy 2 weeks ago. Now the building it's on is covered in scaffolding, and that's prompted the local council to threaten legal action. John T. Messer reports.
When Banksy admitted a little earlier this month that Spy Booth on Hewlett Road was his handiwork, excitement soon turned to fear as people realised they suddenly had a hugely desirable piece of artwork in the town.
Yeah, I got a call on Wednesday from one of my members of staff saying that they were messing about with the Banksy. Some builders were putting up scaffolding. It'd be a shame if it goes. I mean, it looks like it's going now.
The appearance of that scaffolding has prompted the council to get involved because the building is in fact listed, meaning any work needs approval before it can be carried out.
My understanding is that a letter's gone to the contractor to say that if any of the fabric is removed or damaged, it would need listed building consent, and any work carried out would itself be illegal.
Another determined to keep Banksy in Cheltenham is Sarah White, who's been making calls from the phone box since 9 o'clock this morning to try and prevent work taking place.
Just raising awareness of the removal of this piece. I know there's probably nothing I can do about it because I was quite naive into thinking that it would stay here forever in Cheltenham.
As is often the case, it's money that talks loudest, and attempts are underway to try and raise the money needed to keep the artwork in Cheltenham.
We are talking the excess of £1 million, but we do believe that there's enough people that are passionate about this as being an important part of Cheltenham that will pledge the money. So we do believe we can raise the money.
It's said Spy Booth is a nod to GCHQ and what goes on behind its walls. People now, though, are wondering what's happening behind this scaffolding to the town's one and only Banksy. John T. Messer, ITV News, Cheltenham.
Now let's take a look at the weekend weather forecast. Here's Bob.
ITV West Country weather, sponsored by BMI Regional Airlines and Bristol Airport.
Hello there. Take your pick this weekend, sunshine or showers. There'll be a good quota of both. Now tomorrow the warmth of the sun will generate more big showers. On Sunday they won't be so big. In fact, there'll be some decent sunny spells as well. Most of today's showers have been fizzling out this evening, so we've been left with clear skies or breaks in the majority of places. Gloucestershire there may well be pestered by some further outbreaks of rain. They'll be clearing off in the morning, and it should be a fine morning with some sunny spells, but the rising temperatures would trigger yet more showers. So